Glad everybody's here. Thank you for coming. I don't know if Kim loved me the most. Jay, Koki, Mike, Bill, but I can say that he loved me the longest. Our story goes back to 1955. In 1955, I lived in Hialeah in Miami, and my father, when I was 5 years old, my father decided in 1955 that he wanted a boat. There was only one other person on the block that had a boat. My father walked down, introduced himself, walked in, knocked on the front door, and Kim Ferrell's father, Lou, answered the door. Well, that was the beginning of a lifelong friendship with the two fathers. And within a couple of weeks, my dad had bought a boat very similar to the Ferrell's boat. From that day forward, Kim's mom and dad and Kim, and my mother and father and my sister and I were going boating together. We grew up going boating in the Keys. We'd go over to Marco Island. We'd go to Cape Florida, somewhere in South Florida, and go exploring, sometimes to Flamingo, see saltwater crocodiles. Sometimes we go snorkeling in the Keys. But we spent our childhood diving and fishing and exploring together. And I think that had a lot to do with who Kim was and why Kim followed the pursuits that he did in life. He and I talked about it quite often, and we both believe that those early experiences had a lot to do with influencing who we became in the rest of our lives. Kim in later life went on to run a sailing charter business. He took wealthy clients all over the Caribbean and went off on a few adventures of his own. I went on a... Some of them are classified. there was a bit of rogue in Kim, we all know that. He liked to call himself a pirate, and to be honest with you, I don't know of any real raping, pillaging, or plundering. But it wasn't uncommon for Kim to take over a bar and win a lot of hearts. He was very good at it. Later in life, I wound up going down to the Keys, and I got in the diving business. I catered to wealthy men and took private diving charters and other various diving activities, but I got involved in treasure salvage. So Kim would come down in the summers. He'd run his sailing charters, and then he'd come down and spend the summers with me, and he and I started treasure salving probably in the early 80s. And I think Taffy's here. Is Taffy here somewhere? I met Mel Fisher sometime in the early 80s, a year or two before they hit the mother lode. And Mel was on my boat. I was down in Key West. I came aboard. We got to talking, and he asked me if I'd run one of his boats for him. But in all honesty, Kim and I were having so damn much fun, I declined the offer. Sadly, the next year or two, they struck it rich, and Kim and I didn't. So, and that's the way church goes.
Yeah, but when we struck it rich, everybody struck it rich.
Well, only
let's face it.
That's true. That's true.
Everybody's on that now.
We've all been thankful for that. Kim was a very kind man, very giving, warm-hearted man. Like I said, he did have a bit of a rogue in him. And I think most of the people here knew that about him. I think the only thing left to do is everybody got a drink. Strangely, I don't have one. But,
you want one?
Here. Great. Anyway.
Rum, here's rum.
Rum, that's the drink of the day. And I can tell this is an extremely strong rum. So Kim would approve.
You don't get these noise.
This is one last jar for Kim. God bless you, Kim. This is Kim's nephew. He has a couple words he'd like to say. This is Jay Brawley.
Jay, you're wearing the proud.
I have the infamous coin. Bequeathed.
Oh, that's so great.
Recognizable by many. I'm lucky to have Kim as an uncle, and he was lucky to have all of you as friends. So I appreciate everybody coming here today. Glad everybody could make it. As you know, this is one piece of his final wishes. We do plan to have a flotilla for Kim's Ashes next dive season. We couldn't do it all because of the weather, so there'll be more to come on that.
Make sure we know.
We will.
I can take people on my boat that don't have boats.
Absolutely. Yeah, we're going to be working with folks that have boats, folks that don't, and as you know, all we need is a latitude. Anybody who can't make it on a boat or doesn't wish to can probably participate from shore. So we always work in close to shore, so we'll work into that next dive season. As far as final words for Kim, we all loved him for different reasons. He was a poet and musician. He was a good friend. He was a demanding captain. We all know he taught us every morning, every day we left on the boat. And above all, he loved his friends. And so having everybody here to celebrate and enjoy it really means a lot to him and to me, and I appreciate it. So might be a few more of these, but you can say a few more things and turn everybody loose. So you got a few words?
Excuse me, let me speak in here. It'll be hard to hear him.
I worked with Kim for about 30 years, I guess, off and on. Demanding captain that he was. We exchanged salutes every now and then, you know what I mean? He was a hell of a guy, towards the last year I was taking him to church every Sunday.
That would help me out.
And we had some good deep talks about what was going to happen and all that good sort of stuff. It was a joy to me, and I was glad to see him be able to get out of here. Anyway, God bless you guys. He was really good at Sundays.
There you go.
Get everybody together.
Mike, you want to say anything?
Mike.
I'm good. Yours!
I got one last thing. This hat was given to me by Kim at the last treasure hunting picnic. And he made me wear it. And, it's okay because he used to come down and I'd make him wear my t-shirts and my hats.
Oh, he gave you one? You sold me.
But anyway, he also made me wear one of his t-shirts. So I had to go back to the car and change. But this morning, I went and I picked up this hat. And I picked it up like this and I looked inside. And inside it says, "To my brother, Captain Kim." I never noticed it until today. So, he's here. Kim's here with us. God love you, Kim. Gonna miss you.
You hear that, buddy?
This is strong.
I know. You don't get these normally here. This is not how I usually do.
She poured them special.
I don't know why.
All right, we're everybody loose.
Yeah.
All right.
By the way, Kim wanted everybody to have a good time and party.
Everybody enjoy.
We'll put mats down on the ground later, so if anybody wants to pass out, they can. Have a good time, enjoy yourselves. There's some food up here.
And there's wings coming. Free wings are coming.
Wings coming in free.
Feed here. Free wings are coming. And this round's on Kim. Yeah.